right, everyone who has a part, now in line. Check with the person in front and back of you. Now, don't be alarmed back in the signers there, because there are going to be some missing ones because they're up here and they're going to double back. All right? All right. Okay, let's get started. Thank you all for joining us for our annual reading of the document that marked the birth of our nation, the Declaration of Independence. This is our 19th year, and it is not yet raining. For many years in many communities in America, it was customary on the 4th of July to gather for a public reading of the Declaration, but that tradition stopped sometime before living memory here in Freehold. The suggestion to revive it came from our friend, the late Sam Sagotsky, whose son, daughter-in-law, and two grandsons are here today. Raise your hands so we can all see you and see them. He believed, as I think all of us here have also come to believe, how important it is to hear these words spoken aloud on this day. Our leader for the reading is Nolan Higgins, our Mayor Emeritus, who today is taking the role of our town's most prominent citizen of the Revolutionary War area, Dr. Nathaniel Scudder, the only member of the Continental Congress to die in combat during the American Revolution. Dr. Scudder was born here in Monmouth Courthouse, as Freehold was then known, educated at Princeton, and lived right there where Rita's is, right there. He was among the earliest and most ardent leaders of the Patriot cause, giving up his medical practice to fight for independence from Great Britain, serving as a colonel in the New Jersey militia, a delegate in the newly formed New Jersey legislature, and a member of the Continental Congress, where he was a signer of the Articles of Confederation. On October 17, 1781, word reached Dr. Scudder, right there, that loyalist raiders from Sandy Hook had taken 6 prisoners from Colt's Neck, and he set off with a group of men from right here after them. They met at Black's Point on the Shrewsbury River in what is now Rumson. He was shot and killed in a skirmish there. 3 days later, the British surrendered at Yorktown. So this is how it works. A dispatch rider will ride from Philadelphia in that direction to deliver the document to Dr. Scudder, who will start the reading. The other readers, all of you, will then proceed to the microphone to read their lines. I'll stand here to step to help anybody up there. To read their lines and then step down. We will then all read, this is why you should have a copy of this, we should all read the final stirring paragraph together, led by Dr. Scudder. The names of each of the declaration, signers of the declaration, will then be read. That's all of you after like 46, and some of you who are doubling back. And the firehouse bell will toll for each of the 13 colonies. After the last of the, which became states on this day 247 years ago. After the last of the 13, the bell will peal more rapidly, 37 more times, and Dr. Scudder will announce the name of each state in the order it joined our nation. We will then raise the flag, say the Pledge of Allegiance together. James Armour will sing the national anthem and God Bless America, and then we can all go home and try to do what generations of Americans have tried to do ever since, to try to fill the promise of these words. So, color guard. Okay. I think it's coming from Philadelphia now, right? Okay, watch up Main Street.
Strutter, with dispatch for Philadelphia.
In Congress, July 4, 1776, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness.
Prudence, indeed, will dictate the governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes.
And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they were accustomed.
But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security.
Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government.
The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world.
He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good.
He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend them.
He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodations of large districts of people unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only.
He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with these measures.
He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people.
He has refused for a long time, after such disillusions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise. The state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion without and convulsion within.
He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migration hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands.
He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers.
He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries.
He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance.
He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures.
He has effected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power.
He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretend legislation.
For quartering large bodies of armed troops among us.
For protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states.
For cutting off our trade with all parts of the world.
For imposing taxes on us without our consent.
For depriving us, in many cases, of benefits of trial by jury. For transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretend offenses.
For abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies.
For taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments.
For suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with the power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever.
He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us.
He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people.
He is, at this time, transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation.
He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands.
He has excited domestic insurrections amongst us and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions.
In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury.
A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people.
No, have we been waiting in attention to our British birthright?
We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us.
We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here.
We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence.
They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity.
We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace friend.
We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and outright ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connections between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full powers to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may have right to. And for the support of this declaration, with the firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Georgia.
Button winner.
Lyman Hall.
George Walt.
North Carolina. William Hooper.
Joseph Hughes.
John Penn.
South Carolina.
Edward Rutledge.
Thomas Hayward Jr.
Thomas Lynch Jr. Arthur Middletown. Massachusetts.
John Hancock.
Samuel Adams.
John Adams.
Robert Treat Payne. Elbridge Gerry.
Maryland.
Samuel Chase.
William Papa. Thomas Stone.
Charles Carroll of Carrollton.
Virginia.
George White.
Richard Henry Lee.
Thomas Jefferson.
Benjamin Harrison.
Thomas Nelson Jr.
Francis Lightfoot Lee. Carter Braxton.
Pennsylvania.
Robert Morris.
Benjamin Rush. Benjamin Franklin.
John Morton.
George Clymer.
James Smith.
George Taylor.
James Wilson.
George Ross.
Delaware.
Caesar Rodney. George Reed. Thomas McKee.
New York. William Floyd.
Philip Livingston.
Francis Lewis.
Lewis Morris.
New Jersey.
Richard Stockton.
John Witherspoon.
Francis Hopkinson.
John Hart. Abraham Clark.
New Hampshire.
Josiah Bartlett. William Whipple.
Matthew Thornton. Rhode Island.
Stephen Hopkins.
William Ellery.
Connecticut.
Roger Sherman. Samuel Huntington.
William Williams.
Oliver Walcott.
Vermont. Kentucky. Tennessee. Ohio. Louisiana. Indiana. Mississippi. Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri, Arkansas, Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, Wisconsin, California, Minnesota, Oregon, Kansas, West Virginia, Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Alaska, Hawaii.
Police Chief Craig Dispenza, Fire Chief Jay Sims will raise the flag, and we will stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. James Armour.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountain to the prairies, to the ocean, wide with warm. God bless America, my own sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
Mr. Armour, thank you so much. Thank you. Another round of applause. A few other people to thank here. Jeff Friedman from Downtown Freehold for putting all this together. The stage, in case of rain. In case of rain, you never know. Like 2 years, it might finally happen. Chief Dispenza and Chief Sims. Nolan Henry. I'm sorry, I don't have the rider's name. I don't know your name. I apologize. Paul Riviere. That's who you are today. Thank you to the rider. One of the leaders was the descendant of a signer, Joseph Hughes from North Carolina. Right there. And Sam Sagotsky's son and family, Ron Sage and family. Thank you for all the time. That's the same idea that we do this. So, thank you all, and I'll see you again next year. Same time, same place, no rain. Color Guard, American Legion Post 54, thank you very much. And Color Guard now dismissed. Our borough administrator, Steve Gallo, recorded this, and this will be on the Facebook, the borough's Facebook page, in case you need a dose of patriotism sometime later in the day.